Hi y'all. So I just had to remake this video because I just found something interesting. So I'll start off where I was at before. Um on 314 on the vision that I put about the big explosion, you guys, I saw the thumbnail for the official anonymous. They were talking about Fukushima, and that's the image that they used for their thumbnail. And they were talking about how Fukushima was the biggest uh, humankind biggest threat. I would say the ocean too, um, but it's the biggest threat to humanity. I think that's what the wording said, and I had forgot about it until somebody else reshared their video, and the title looked familiar, but they didn't use the same thumbnail. Um, so that picture was exactly what I saw when I saw that big explosion. Not only that, you guys, Mount Etna exploded. I think I talked about it when I was talking about that dream. Um, but that volcano by that nuclear plant, you guys, I still expect that to perhaps explode. And only by the grace of God, it hasn't yet. So him talking about Fukushima, I think we kind of all know that, but for whatever reason, my attention was drawn to that, and I've already decided not to. I told my son the other day because he likes sushi. I told him we're not going to be eating any raw fish from restaurants, um, because we have local shrimp and fish here in from the Atlantic. Not to say that it may not be contaminated, but if we're going to eat it, we're going to eat it locally. And I still have some frozen fish from, I'm rotating out. So we just won't be eating sushi, you guys. Um, I think that is a threat. And the Bible talks about pestilences and things of that nature, you guys. So I don't know. 40 years to clean that up. That doesn't sound real encouraging to me. Oh, okay. So also on 314 from the last video, I saw an object shoot up, and somebody said that the dead in Christ rising. It reminded me of that dream I had where I was in the dream and I felt a charge go through my body, and I know it was connecting to the two people whose hands I was holding while we were praying. And one of them was the singer who sings something about the name Jesus, Rance A. Allen, I believe. And in that dream, I just knew it was like a resurrection power, and I knew that I could just take off. Okay, so initially somebody said "Dead in Christ Rising" for yeah, yes, and it also reminded me a couple of days later that I had that dream. But here, 3 days ago, which I guess is the 17th, that vision took place on the 14th. Um, SpaceX had a launch, you guys, and I saw it on the news, and it automatically reminded me of the vision, and that's when I started putting pieces together. So just now, I went to go look for pictures, and the first story, the only story that I read was I guess they call these two space um missile thingies that they're trying to put satellites in, apparently. I'll get back to that. But they call them David and Goliath, you guys. And I guess SpaceX is David, from what I can read. I'll leave the article below, but I just found that real interesting. And I just made a video on it, but I just didn't know why my attention was drawn to it. So SpaceX is being compared to David, and they got the contract, I guess, through Boeing, um, competing against ULA. I think it was another, I don't know who ULA is, But that's the only thing that caught my attention when I read the news article. So I thought that was real interesting, you guys. Um, I'll go on to the next story because I think it might tie into that, or it's very similar. So these are new visions. Um, Also on 314, after I videotaped, I saw what now I believe were two chemtrails, and Dabu 777 did a video on it maybe the next day or the same day on 314, and he was talking about how they were spraying black goo, and then a few days later I watched the video, and then the next day I had a dream about black goo. So I've been getting some leads on that, and I'm gonna try to collaborate, and I'm gonna try to do another video on my findings on black goo. Um, it's just gonna take me some time to really listen to the couple of videos I started, and then I just had brain farts all day. So whatever I find out, you guys, because I don't think that myself or other people are seeing black goo for no reason. Um, what could be a fulfillment of this? 316, I saw what looked like a star from roof level just shooting up. That was 316. It was just something like star shaped, just shooting up. When I was looking for pictures just now, it kind of, with it being, they showed the rocket, and I'll use that as the thumbnail, halfway up off the ground, just shooting up. But I don't know, you guys. It may be, and what I saw today also in real life, from the distance, it was, I guess, one of these plants that we have here, and they had smoke coming up, but it wasn't like what I saw. Um, when I saw it that night, it was over here. It looked like a star or something, relatively small in my eyes, shooting up. So I'm not really 100% sure, even though the thumbnail I'm going to use for SpaceX is it, being that I just told y'all about a fulfillment of that dream. I don't know, you guys. Very well could be, but I don't know. Um, One more thing. On 318, I saw what I thought was a planetary body. It was orange, a sun looking. And you know what? Today I almost forgot, because I saw the sun and the moon coming. The sun and the moon out. They were relatively close again today. I couldn't take video because I was on my way to work. But who knows? I see planetary bodies and I see stars all the time. I haven't seen many fires, you guys. Um, I had less visions in the past, I would say, 4 days. And um, I just had less visions, you guys. I haven't seen any fires but in visions, but I have seen a lot of fires in real life. Um, Also, I heard about that explosion. I think the same day that SpaceX launched. No, the same day that I saw that picture of the explosion, there actually was an explosion, and that took place inside of a restaurant, and I had seen the billow of smoke itself on the house, like in the middle, like by the, like where the doors and door frames would be. So it could have been twofold, you guys. The Fukushima story, and a suicide bomber, maybe in, I don't know where it was, you guys. It's a couple of days ago, and I didn't write it down. Bagley reported on it. They blew themselves up inside of a restaurant. One more last thing. In this empty house, you guys, that's gutted out, they've gutted it out a lot more, and they've even taken parts of brick off the house in the front. I mean, one day they had it exposed. Now they have it covered with wood and drape. Like the drape kind of stuff. But I could see it from the front to the back, like from the front to the backyard. But I saw a vision and it was blue. And in real life, it was kind of like this, like a pancake, like a thick pancake almost. The diameter of like a, well, it was a little bit bigger than that, but it was like the shape of a flat, like a pancake. It was blue. So Richard from Boston had something very similar in his video, and he's talking about the D-Wave computer. Um, tech, techno, Technical stuff really bores me, so I'd really have to go back and look at it. But he was talking about the D-Wave computer, and I kind of got a feel for what he was saying. But also in real life too, you guys, I saw a cop, and they had um, on my way to church, and they don't usually have those cops there. Um, they if they used to have them all the time, and then they stopped, and then this is the first time I seen it for a church that's before my church, and they had those lights that just stream from side to side, the blue lights. But I don't know what it is. I can't say for sure it has anything to do with D-Wave. But this story, me just looking about SpaceX, they're trying to take the internet to the around the globe or something crazy that don't even sound like something they ain't already been doing. You know what I mean? Um, but I've been seeing blue a lot lately, and my dreams and in my visions, blue represents like revelation knowledge or what have you. I just have to really, I guess, wait on the full revelation of why I'm seeing more blue in my visions. It's really pretty to see, you guys, when I see it in visions, because I see orange and stuff. I see orange and white. I see fires. I see suns or planetary bodies, and they're usually orange. But I've been seeing blue a lot more lately. Okay, um, so I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around that, and I have to, of course, just wait on the revelation. I didn't want this video to be long. I think I covered everything. Updates and new visions from 316 or 314 after I made the video, 316 and 318. I'll put them below, and I'll put that news story about SpaceX being David and the challenge between David and Goliath. It was really interesting. All right, God bless y'all.